All right. One thing to keep in mind when you're employing all this advice you hear online about no contact and all of that, you have to realize that it, it's really a tactic that can really backfire because it depends on the woman, right? Because if there's a woman that grew up in an abandonment situation or she has abandonment issues, no contact is not going to affect her. On the opposite, you are confirming to her that everybody abandons her, right? So you have to really first, before you employ anything, you need to understand the person. And there's the opposite of no contact. When you have women that have been through abandonment issues and things like this, it's probably better to do what I call the shock tension, right? And that's just where you just give her overwhelming attention, and you regulate that, right? So you give it to her and then you leave. You give it to her and you come back, and then you create a pattern of stability in a weird way, where she knows that you give her this attention, and you may leave, but you always come back, and this makes her feel safer. This makes her feel like, in a crazy way, it makes her feel like she can trust you because you're always going to be there no matter what. Instead of just flat out leaving and not talking to her and no contact, that's just going to put you into the bunch of people that have done this to her over and over again. And she knows how to get over that really quick because she has already developed the strategy to get over it. She's not tripping about no contact. Now, that overwhelming attention, when done right, you're talking about giving her something that she's always craved. And then when you take it away, it's not a punishment. You actually, in a way, training the relationship so she knows, hey, I might not be here 100%, 100% of the time. And that's all right. It's cool. And the reason I'm really against the no contact strategies because it's overused. It's not used properly. It should be used. If you're really doing no contact, it's because you're saying, F her. I don't want to talk to her. That should be like final. It should not be part of a gimmick or a game. And also because now everybody playing that game, it's like if you're playing a big game of basketball and no one wants to pass the ball, right? So are you trying to win or are you just like holding the ball like that? That's not fun. And you have to understand when to use it. And it should be, if you're being disrespected by this woman and she's getting you to a place that you shouldn't be, no contact, absolutely. But be serious. Don't do it out of a gimmick. Do it out of like, yo, I don't want to talk to you. Like when you employ no contact, it's because, yo, I'm done. Not out of a gimmick. And that also lets them know that you're not playing around. And like I said, the opposite of that shock tension, that overwhelming attention, it could be a lot more fruitful in the long run if you're trying to win the game. Because, like I said, if you're playing basketball and no one's passing the ball, that's not a game. That's stupid and that's boring. We're out here trying to score, right? So we all got to play. We all got to play our roles, and we all got to know what position we play and play it the right way, And if you don't know the game, and if you don't know this person and you're employing tactics that you hear on YouTube and blah, 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 and now you're not getting any kind of results because you're doing what someone heard somebody say, heard somebody do. It's an individual thing. You cannot group. There's no cookie cutter that's going to get all the women. Every woman has a key. And if you're not trying to decipher what that key is, if you're not trying to figure out what that code and that code to the safe, then you're just trying to use the same code to get into every safe. And that's just stupid. Right? It wouldn't work. So you got to apply that in real life. Just like every woman won't be able to get you because some women are going to have a code to you and they're going to be able to figure you out and know what the password is, and others just won't. So keep that in mind. So if someone needs to listen to this, make sure you share this and subscribe.